All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of In the Cut. All right, we back with it. Okay, make some noise, everybody. Make some noise. Make some noise. Make some noise. We back in the cut, ladies and gentlemen, and we gonna jump right back into it. Honestly, man, like uh, I'm doing this show because uh, we I feel like the internet made a lot of us dishonest with ourselves and like our thinking and our thought process, especially like when it comes to the whole dating scene and things of that nature, man. And the reality is, man, a lot of us, just be really, quite frankly, be punching above our weight class and need to like amend our expectations, like and keep it real with ourselves. You feel me? Like I said, on another video, you know, as far as men goes, how you want submission when you ain't got no kitchen. You feel me? You ain't got your own spot. You ain't got, what I'm saying, your own setup. You ain't got your own motion going on or whatever. But y'all out here on the internet screaming and hollering how like a woman need to be submissive. Submissive to what, bro? Like, please, all you got is dreams and ideas or whatever. How is a woman supposed to submit to that? You feel me? Like what about that, what I'm saying, says, I can trust you to lead me in a proper direction and all you really giving up is ideas. Like you're not really giving her nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like you're not giving her nothing to work with, you're not giving her nothing to follow. You feel me? A lot of us, men, done got on this web or whatever and like gassed ourselves, like I understand like why a lot of women, keep talking about, this is like the sassiest era of men that they been in because like like what are y'all out here actually like giving, like it's a lot of hobosexuals, you know what I'm saying, niggas always looking to move in to a female crib, you know what I'm saying, like never really got nothing on their own, always looking for somebody to take care of, you know what I'm saying, like y'all need to stop looking for a mom, like go to therapy, my guy. Go to therapy, my G, for real. Like, cause a lot of y'all need that. A lot of y'all got mommy issues. Like, for what? Like, stop looking for a woman to take care of you or whatever. And then, you expecting her to respect you like a man. My dog, you're her son. You are her son, fam. Like, you are not her man. You're not her boyfriend. You're not her husband. You are her son. You feel me? Like, how you want somebody to respect you, treat you like a man, like, take care of the house and stuff like that. And she pretty much, doing your job. You feel me? Like, tighten up. Get on your own block. I tell like all my young boys like that come in the chair or whatever, that come sit in the chair, pause, to get their hair cut. Hey, look, before you lock in and commit to something serious, my G, make sure you have all your I's dotted and all your T's crossed first because like that's a whole nother level of challenges. Like that's a whole, different level of expectations or whatever. So if you can't take care of yourself, how you expect to take care of somebody else or whatever? The average date, what I'm saying, like in America is about $100. You feel me? Like if you ain't got $100 just to throw away, you ain't got no business dating. And that's just like a regular, date, man. On average in America, you looking at about $100. So if you ain't even got that to do, you don't got no business, paying it, like looking at no. I mean, I get it. You could look, women, admire, all that other stuff, but you don't have no business trying to get somebody to commit to you if you can't even afford to date. You know what I'm saying? Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as far as like, the women on the opposite end of that, and I'm again, this is not no battle of the sexist stuff, but like honestly, man, this is like stuff that I've experienced, over the last like few years, dating and stuff like that. And, as far as like a lot of you shorties go, man, you like y'all need to be real with yourselves and y'all expectations too. How you want a man to commit to you and you don't got nothing. You can't even take care of no household or whatever. Like, you want a guy like to come in and just basically pretty woman you, like take you up off the streets and give you, this type of life, and put you up and all this other shit for what? Because you a good person? Like, tell me where that makes sense or whatever. Like, oh, because you could cook a little bit or something like that. Like, huh? Like, what substance are you bringing to the table other than looking good and like maybe being able to suck and fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, respectfully, like, what else, you know what I'm saying? Like, are you coming with, or are you always coming with your hand out? Like, are you always expecting somebody to do for you, like, just because? Like, nah, like, we gotta start, you know what I'm saying, matching each other energy and, like, reciprocating things or whatever. Like, everybody gotta stop coming to each other like begging or whatever. I get, like, in essence it's so transactional or whatever, but like, why we like begging so much these days? Like, it's literally begging. Why two people can't find each other attractive and then, like, mutually, you know, just engage in different activities or whatever. It's, oh, if she not doing this, then I'm not doing this. Oh, if he not doing this, then I'm not doing that or whatever. Like, damn, what's the point of it all then? What's the point of it all? No, serious question. Like, what's the point of it all? Like, if we not prepared to match each other energy in any type of way, then, like, move around, go into business. But we gotta stop going into things expecting things that we can't give to the next person, or, like not being real with ourselves about our expectations or whatever the case may be. Like, my brother, if this type of woman, attracts this type of guy, like, I'm not saying you don't have no chance, but bro, like, you can't be mad if, she ain't trying to look your way or whatever when you ain't on a certain type of level. Like, go back, get your shit together or whatever, tighten up your game, get your motion going a certain type of way, and then, maybe, you could spin the block on that, or, like, you'll attract, a woman like in that tier. But, you can't just, like, you can't just expect because you like that or you're attracted to that they're gonna be attracted to you, like, for no reason. Like, just like you have your standards and what you attracted to, those women are entitled to theirs and have theirs. Just likewise with men. Women, y'all have to, stop being so upset, or taking, rejection personally. Like, men are allowed to have preferences, you know, just like, you don't want no broke, you know, lay around the house, slob ass, nigga or whatever. Like, a man is allowed to feel the same way about you. You can't expect, you know, for a guy to all right, yeah, because I'm trying to, like, mince my words because I don't want to offend nobody. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't want a fit dude and you out here, you know what I'm saying, looking like a slob. You know what I'm saying? You out here fat and sloppy. Like, you cannot want, a dude that's viewed as, highly attractive or whatever, and you not doing things, to maintain yourself or keep yourself up a certain type way. You cannot want to quote a high value individual that's on both sides or whatever if you are not, you know, leveling up a certain type of way, or, like, putting yourself in a position to be considered a high value individual as well. And we not talking about just on some money shit as far as high value goes. Like, high value meaning morals, character, principles, standards, things of that nature. Those is what I characterize as, like, high value qualities or whatever. Moochers are not high value. People that just expect things, like, people that just expect things, that have audacity, to feel entitled, those are not high value individuals or whatever. Like, people that are not willing to work or earn, their positions or their roles, they're not high value individuals. Anybody that just comes into an expectation, a situation, like, feeling entitled, is not high value or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, like, those is what I deem as, like, non high value, characteristics or attributes or whatever. Like, if you're not carrying those things, like, you should not expect for anybody to, uh, move a certain type of way with you. I use a story, as an example, like, for myself, and this might be petty or whatever, but, it definitely made me look at her different. Like, there's a young lady, know her for a while, and took her out, what I'm saying, a couple times or whatever, and, like, always enjoy myself, but it's never reciprocated. And then, recently, I'm like, a movie come out, I'm like, hey, you want to go check this flick out? Woo, woo. Like, yeah, sure, blah, blah, blah. I was planning on going with, my family, my peoples, da, 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 we're going to get some tickets now. Now, mind you, I've already said, hey, like, I took taking her out, plenty of time, plenty of dates, you know, like just to have a good time, you know, not expecting much or nothing like that. So, you know, she was like, yeah, I'm about to get the tickets now. I'm like, okay, boom. So she tells me, you know, you cash at me the money for your tickets. Now, some of y'all might view that as, you know, like might view my response to this as like being petty or whatever. But here's my thing. Like a movie ticket for like a matinee or something like that is like what, $10. Like, again, I've already stated, I've taken Shorty out, you know, a few times. Not a few times, more than several times. Like, and it's been on my dime. Like, you couldn't, you know, give me a $13 ticket. To me, I don't know. Like, that's like bum behavior or broke bitch behavior or whatever. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, it goes back to the whole reciprocity, you know, thing. Like, you want somebody to court and date you and treat you a certain type of way and put you up or whatever, but you know, when it's time for you to return the gesture in kind, you know, you never can. Like, lower your expectations, or you know what I'm saying, stop, you know, trying to, you know, or stop expecting like the world from a dude or whatever, and or stop expecting the world for somebody, and you know, you can't even come up off, you know, a $13 ticket. I'm sorry. That's just what it is for me. You feel me? Like, you know, if you're not prepared to, you know, carry it a certain type of way, if you're not prepared to reciprocate things a certain type of way, then you know, you don't need to be dating, and you know, you need to like date in your weight class, you know, like date the people that you know you can afford to date, both, you know, physically, spiritually, mentally, you know, and everything else in between. You feel me? Again, it's not always a financial thing or whatever. Sometimes you just not, you know, on the level. Like, a lot of us, you know, like are spiritual, religious or whatever. Even the Bible says you got to be equally yoked. Just because we have certain things in common do not mean that we equally yoked. We on the same level, because like, yeah, we can, you know, both, you know, we could both be, you know what I'm saying, have emotion or whatever, but your emotion might be right here or whatever, and the other person emotion might be right here. Like, if it's looking like that, are we equally yoked? Are we even? Are we on the same playing field? And I think, you know, because of the internet, because we so overstimulated, because the internet got everybody feeling lying and get gassing, got everybody feeling like they could do everything and be anything and be who they want to be or whatever, you know, like, we have gotten away from like realistic standards and being real with ourselves and being real with other people or whatever. So, you know, like, I implore all of us to start looking at the mirror and are assessing our situations and ourselves, you know, realistically more before we go out here and start dating, and then things don't work a certain type of way, and now that person ain't shit. He a fuck boy, she a bitch or a hoe or whatever. And really the reality is like, we just wasn't yoked. We weren't equally yoked. Like, we weren't in the same brackets. We weren't on the same levels or whatever. That don't mean like, you know, you're less than or you're a bad person or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fucked up individual or you a fucked up. Nah, like, we just wasn't equally yoked. We just wasn't on the same level, and that's okay. You know what I mean? Again, that's not to say anybody is better than the next, but it would alleviate so much headache, heartache, and stress if we all just like stop trying to emulate what we see on social media and on TV, and just be real about our dynamics and our situations. It's not just about what you look like, just because, you know, again, just because as a man, you know, you got a little bit of, you know, a little bit of paper, you know what I'm saying, like you got some clout or whatever, you know what I'm saying, that don't mean, you know what I'm saying, like your personality or whatever is, you know, conducive for, you know, certain types of women. Like, all women don't care about that kind of shit. So you can't get upset that, you know, the baddie over there don't want to holler at you or whatever, and she want to holler at Joe Blow, you know what I'm saying, in an H&M fit, and you got on a design or whatever. Joe Blow pose in the H&M fit, you know what I'm saying, might just have a more appealing personality. that's not in your bracket. If you dry as a fucking, you know what I'm saying, box of rocks or whatever, like why the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, would you like why would you expect for her to be into you if she got a bright, vibrant personality, you know, outgoing, all that other shit, and you just kind of dry? All you know how to do is spend money and shit. That's a good time. But you know, when we alone and chilling, like, what else? When you alone and chilling with the shorty or whatever, like what else? And that's where they be getting bored. That's why they always want to be outside with you and never want to do no regular shit with you because you don't really have no personality. So I kind of just gave you, you know what I'm saying, some clues there, my guy. Like if all shorty want to do is hang out with you and go outside, go to a bar, go to a club, you know, spend some money, go shopping or whatever, that means you really ain't got no personality for real, for real. And that's okay. You either need to work on that or maybe, you know what I'm saying, like bring it down, lower your expectations, shorty. Again, if you don't even know how to take care of yourself, women, ladies, if you don't know how to take care of yourself, you know, and take care of a household, if you're not clean, you know what I mean? Like if you don't know how to go get it for yourself, if you always looking for a man to take care of you, whatever, like don't you need to like you might need to not date at all if that's the case, you know what I'm saying? But if you out here, look, don't deal with no entrepreneurs, don't deal with no hustlers because none of us now the scammers and the tricks, like they different because you know what I'm saying, they stealing money, and I ain't knocking nobody whatever, but they stealing money. That's why they throw it away like that. A hustler just not giving his money away. A real entrepreneur just not giving his money away just for nothing. They don't care how pretty you are. So if you think you being pretty and you know not being able to reciprocate certain things or whatever, you know what I'm saying, to a man is gonna like get you that ring or get you in that door, get you in that house, you are sadly mistaken. And I'm sorry nobody ever told you that. You know what I'm saying? Beloved, I am so sorry nobody ever told you that. But in conclusion, man, like before we wrap this thing up, I just want everybody to really like just start being real with themselves when it comes to like the whole dating scene. Like you can want what you want, but the reality is, are you prepared for what you praying for? Are you actually prepared for what you like trying to manifest in your life or whatever? And just because you want it, don't mean that you're ready for it. Just because that's what you want, don't mean that you need to have that. Cause honestly, man, a lot of the things that you know you think you want, you really can't handle, or you really not ready for it, or whatever. So take the time to work on yourself to get yourself to a certain level, so that way you know like you have options across the board. You know you have a more level playing field. You know you don't have to you know choose you know, from a limited box when it comes to, you know, picking your person, or when it comes to, you know, dating and things of that nature or whatever. You have several different, but work on yourself and make sure you ready for the things that you praying for or trying to manifest in your life. Because honest to God, man, like that's how a lot of y'all fumble. Y'all be asking for shit. I'm gonna say we, cause I'm saying y'all, but I'm included in it, y'all. We be asking for shit that we really not ready for, bro, or that we really can't handle. We be asking for shit, you know what I'm saying, that we really not prepared for. And I think that's why a lot of like the relationships, you know, these days, outside of like several different reasons, from, you know, the overstimulation to, you know, comparison, because, you know, a lot of y'all looking at social media, oh, my relationship ain't like that. In the Bible, it's a comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. You know, like we compare, you know, we envy, um, you know, we definitely not keeping it real with ourselves as far as like, you know, and then another thing we do is put our expectations of people on them. Again, I'm going back to something I said earlier. Just because, you know, you like that person don't mean that, you know, they're guaranteed or you should expect them to like you back the same type of way. Like, you know, you even if y'all having sex and things of that nature or whatever, like some of us are sexually, compatible. We sexually in tune or whatever, but that don't mean we each other's types. And that's just reality. Like a lot of people like get men and women alike get that whole thing fucked up. Like just because, you know what I'm saying, like we fucking don't mean I could take you home to mommy and daddy or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like we might just have good sex together, but that's it. Like that doesn't mean, and some of us fellas too, just because she fucking on you don't mean, you know what I'm saying, she wanna cuff you. I know a lot of shorties, you know what I'm saying, that have a good time with you, whatever, but like they never take you home. Like, cause that's not what they see themselves marrying or settle down with or whatever. It's likewise, ladies to a man. Don't, you know what I'm saying, like let your pussy have you thinking, you know what I'm saying, like you better than certain women because sometimes that's just what it is for that guy or whatever. Y'all just have good sexual chemistry. That doesn't mean y'all are compatible on a relationship type level. Even if he treats you nice, that's him being a gentleman. Like don't get it twisted though. Like y'all never do nothing on a high. Y'all never outside on nothing. Y'all never really go on dates or whatever. But y'all have like the greatest sex. If it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck, mama. It's a duck, and that's exactly what you are. And fellas, it's the same thing too. Whatever you feel, we like if all she trying to do is go outside with you, you know, get drunk, spend your money or whatever. Like, but y'all don't spend no real quality time together. She don't tell you about her personal life for real, what she really got going on. She never invites you around her peoples or whatever. Like, you just a nut, bro. She might, what I'm saying, think the sex is good or whatever, and that's just that for her. But that don't mean that you're that person for her. So know your role and know your positions and play it well, and don't ever overplay your hand or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, sex is just that sometimes. Sometimes y'all just have a great intimacy or however you say it, like you know level or relationship, but that doesn't mean it's gonna carry over into that kind of relationship. But that's what we got today for In the Cut, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in, rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna get better and better and better. I'm still working all the kinks out, pause, you know what I mean? But welcome to the show. I appreciate you all. Like, thank you for my clients, man. Thank you for like everybody that's hit me up via email, text message, Instagram, and like, hey man, keep doing this thing, man. We loving the vibe, we loving what you talking about, we love how you keeping it real, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I still be on my nerves a little bit, but we getting it together, man. So thank you everybody, man, for continuing to rock with me, like going through, day after day or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We gonna get it better. I'm trust me, I'm here to stay. I ain't going nowhere. So thank you again. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, email, hit me with some stories. If you want me to chat about some things, you got some questions or whatever, hit the DMs, leave a comment, hit me with an email. All my information is up here in the bio. Click the link. Peace and love, everybody. Thank you again. We out of here, baby.